Hey y'all, Bily Bob here again, and guess what time it is? New expansion time, buddy. Hell yeah, you can see it right here, Warlords of Draenor. Now, I'm pretty excited about this, because orcs are badass. I mean, look at these damn orcs up here. We've got some heavy hitters. You've got freaking Grommash Hailscream. You've got Ner'zhul. You've got Kargath Blade Fist. You've got Blackhand. I mean, you've got all the badass orcs that you ever learned about in Warcraft, all in this expansion. I mean, that's whether you're Horde or Alliance, that's just pretty damn cool. But if you're like me, you're wondering the same thing when you first hear about it. How can this expansion be on Draenor? I mean, Draenor got blown the hell up. I mean, it was in pieces. That's what Outland was. It's Draenor. It is dead Draenor. So, I was really confused, but then they had an interview with one of the lead guys over there, Metz, and he talked with us and let us know what the story was. And it all starts with this jerk right here. Garrosh, of course. Who couldn't have guessed that his trial ended up with him escaping? Well, gee, why couldn't we have just let Thrall bash his damn skull in and had it end right there? Am I wrong? He wanted to do it. Just damn killed him and would have been done. But I guess then they couldn't have had their expansion. So I ain't gonna be mad at him. But the story so far, Garrosh goes to trial, but before he can receive his verdict, he escapes. Apparently he has some kind of ally that can deal with time travel, whatever. So basically Garrosh hates everybody. He hates the Horde because they rebelled against him and threw his ass out. Hates the Alliance because the Alliance wanted to kill him and also help throw his ass out. So he says, screw all y'all, I'm out. I'm going to go back in time to Draenor, and I'm going to unite the Horde and not let them drink the demon blood and become the Fel Orcs, and I'm going to rally a huge army. I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill all you people. Basically, in a nutshell. So he goes back in time and apparently tells a story about stuff, and he wants to kill everybody and all that. So we have this force called the Iron Horde that we're going to have to fight, that I guess consists of all the old Warcraft clans, the Shadow Moon clan, the Shattered Hands, the War Songs, the Black Rocks, the Bleeding Hollows, pretty much everybody except for Thrall's father's clan, which is the Frost Wolves. And you know, Frost Wolves they're good guys. They've always been like the shamanistic, you know, wolf-loving orcs. They're pretty good. They don't want to hurt everybody. They want to do their thing and be happy, and you can't fault them for that. I mean, you can. So that's pretty much the story going in. I guess you go through the Dark Portal and you have to stop this massive army from invading Azeroth and killing everybody like they did originally. So I don't know, that sounds like a damn paradox waiting to happen. I don't know about you, but I saw Back to the Future and that shit is not good. So, messing with forces beyond our control here. Now, one cool thing that they're doing now is new character models, buddy. Hell yeah. They got the new orc models up. Similar to the old ones, more detailed, a little more updated. I'm waiting to see what their new faces look like, because, I mean, right now, this guy's pretty damn ugly. But I'm glad that their tusks and teeth actually look 3D and not like they were painted on by Bob Ross. And I'm glad that they have a little bit... I wish they would stand upright. I mean, the orcs that I knew from the original Warcraft were supposed to be like these 8-9 foot tall, just massive orcs, and then it seemed like with World of Warcraft, they kind of went with the Hunchback of Notre Dame or something, mixed with a goblin. I don't know. That's a story for another time. But they've also got the dwarves, which, I mean, they look good. They're updated. They got that whole hairy thing going, which I guess makes sense because they're dwarves. They got the Fred Flintstone feet and all that, and I mean overall they look like a dwarf should, so I guess it's pretty spot on. And then gnomes, which again, the gnomes look pretty much the same. You can see more detail on their faces and their hair and everything, but overall they look about the same. And that's all that they've got up so far. We don't have any female models yet. Still waiting to see what the humans and night elves, undead, taurens, and trolls are going to look. I'm really hoping personally that the trolls get something similar to what Vol'jin looks like in Siege of Orgrimmar. I thought he looked really cool. I mean, I've always wanted more of the forest troll look, or the big, huge, just buff troll dudes. I think they would be a really, really cool addition. But let's face it, the Darkspear tribe is what the Horde has as far as trolls, so I guess that's why we're only going to get what we're going to get. But I really do like Vol'jin's model, and I think if they used that or a variation of that, it'll look pretty good. But yeah, I'm excited to see the new models. It's about time. It's been enough years that they had it coming. So they also added in some new talents for level 100. I was gonna sit here and go through all of them and show everybody each talent, what they did and everything, but that was gonna take me a good 20 or 30 minutes between all the classes and all the new talents and all the descriptions. So I'm just gonna put a link below to wowhead.com. They've got the talent calculator for Warlords of Draenor, which lists all the talents and what they do. And you can just check it out, so you don't have to listen to me drone on and on and on about it forever and a day. Because who wants to do that? But a lot of the talents look pretty cool, and I think if they're implemented well, that they'll be a big hit. But they also had the new cinematic. I don't know if that's the official cinematic for the expansion or if that's just like it says announcement trailer, so I guess it's just like a hey, this is what's coming. But some of the other main features that we know a whole lot about right now are the Garrison Housings. That's supposed to be like your player housing, which of course Blizzard said they were never gonna do player housing because they didn't want players hiding around their houses. But I guess they got over that. So you're going to have your garrisons that you can build and upgrade, and apparently hire NPCs that'll do different stuff, do quests or craft or gather crafting materials or whatever. And I'm hoping they have these awesome names that they have here. Look at this. Oprah Windfury, Chakra Khan, You Mad Brew, and of course my boy Leroy Jenkins. Hell yeah. Oh, Ham Fist Face Wrecker. I think he's related to one of my characters. So that's pretty damn exciting for sure. Player housing is something that people have kind of asked for a while, and it's always been one of those things that they said they weren't going to do, and then people on the forums always tell people don't even ask because they ain't going to do it, and then what do you know, they turn around and did it. Another one of the cool things is that when the expansion comes out, when you buy the expansion, you will be able to instantly level one character to level 90. Whether it's level 1, 20, 60, 80, whatever, you can take it right to 90. So I think that's pretty cool. It's gotten some mixed feedback from people. Some people think that it's a bad idea because the new players coming in aren't going to know what to do. Well, have you been in LFR anytime recently? When people level their characters from 1 to 90, they still don't know what in the hell they're doing. So I don't think that instantly leveling one character is going to make that much of a difference. I might be wrong. You can tell me if I'm wrong. You have it proof in this video, but I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. And for people who are already playing the game, it's going to be awesome because there's a lot of people that maybe don't have the time to level a character that they really want to try out, or they've been leveling a character and they haven't had the time to get it to 90 and they'd rather just boost it up. Or maybe you're like me where you've been playing on Alliance and then you start playing with friends on Horde and you're trying to re-level all your characters that you had on Alliance over to Horde. It's going to be a really big help to people like that. It may be only one character, but it's still something that helps you get a character up so you can play with your friends on a new server, or a new player to play with their friends, or whatever. So personally, I think that it's a pretty good idea. Now, beyond that, they're making some tweaks. They're removing hidden expertise. I think that's a good thing. I know that there's probably going to be some people with theory crafting and whatnot. Well, I don't care. I hate having to worry about hidden expertise. You're in a raid and you get an upgrade and that's awesome, and then you got to worry about you just lost 200 and something hit or 500 and something hit, and now you got to make it back up and you got to reforce something else and gem something else, and it's just a pain. It's something that really doesn't need to be there anymore. You know, back when WoW was new, it seemed like it fit, but now with all the different stuff we've got going on with mastery and all the other stats, really it's kind of an old concept. So I for one think that that's a good change. And they're going to be adding some new stuff. They mentioned a cleave stat, which does exactly what it says it does. It adds a cleave to your attacks that hits nearby enemies. And also something about movement speed or something. I'm not sure. But they're going to be doing some changes, and I think it's going to be for the better, but we'll see on that one. Apparently they're adding another new raid mode. I guess this is supposed to be the prestige raid mode. It's called Mythic 20 Man. So they haven't really said much about it yet, but beyond what I just said, so we'll see what happens with that. There's supposed to be 7 new dungeons on launch, along with a redone version of Upper Blackrock Spire, which is pretty cool. I remember running that in 10-mans and 5-mans and stuff back in the day, and I always kind of liked it. A lot of people complained that they really didn't care for it, but I always thought it was a pretty cool dungeon. It was long, I mean, but you know, back then there were a lot of really long dungeons, so maybe they'll do like they did with what was it, Blackrock Depths, and when you queue for it, you just queue for like the first half or the second half or something, split it up that way. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. But there's also finally supposed to be doing some of the inventory changes that everybody's been wanting for things like quest items and tabards and heirlooms and whatnot, having them in a sort of collection like pets and mounts are right now, so that for one, they're not taking up all your bag space, and for two, so you can access them from any server on any faction. Which again, for somebody like me who's starting to play on Horde from Alliance on another server, I've got almost all the heirlooms on my Alliance server in my bank, and I can't use them on Horde where I'm actually leveling new characters. So if they do that, that'll be a big help in me rebuilding my stable, if you will, of characters over on the other server. So looking forward to that, and that's about all I know personally for right now. They said there's still a lot more announcements. I'm really wondering if they're gonna add new races and a new class in. There's been speculation. They have the original leaks that came out that talked about Warlords of Draenor. In those leaks, people had said that there was both 2 new races and a new class. And usually you don't believe leaks, but the fact that the leak was correct on it being Warlords of Draenor and everything makes you wonder how much more of it could be true. But I guess we'll find out during the rest of BlizzCon and afterwards. So, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave, like I said, the links to both Blizzard's and Wowhead's official sites for Warlords of Draenor, which has all the information for everything just written down, and you can kind of peruse through and see what you like and you don't like. But if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it, and I'd like for you in the comment section below to just let me know what your thoughts are on the new expansion, on the instant level 90s, on the player housing situation, on the new stats, the new talents, anything to do with the new expansion. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Let's get a discussion going, if you will, and see what the community is thinking about these changes that are coming up. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out a lot. If you're not subscribed already, I'd appreciate it. And I'm going to be doing more updates on this. And hopefully it'll be like Pandaria. I can get into the beta, get some good footage, and we'll have a good time. See y'all next time.